Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Aleph, 20 lines from the new Perek. Bayir Rimir asked a question. We said one kav and four amot. What if we play around with that? What if we go behind the science? First question, Hatzi kav b'shte amot mahu. You said one and four. Now what about a half and two? Half a kav over two amot. What's the halacha? Kav bar amot tamam. Why do we say one and four is not good? Mishum denafish tirhayu, because it's too much effort. Therefore it's yush. Hatzi kav b'shte amot, but a half a kav over two amot, given the lo nafish tirhayu, since it's not a great effort. Maybe he won't make it hefker. Or maybe it's a different reason. Maybe it's because it's not enough money it's not worth his time. And therefore a half and two, since it's also for sure not hashub, it's not enough money. He'll for sure make it hefker. That's question number one. What about the reverse? 2 and 8. Why was 1 and 4 not good enough? Why would it make it hefker 1 and 4? Maybe it's because it's too much effort. Because you can combine over Shmona, so for sure 2 and over 8 is even more effort. Perhaps it's not enough money. But combine Bishmona, but 2 and 8, however, given the Hashiv, since it is Hashub enough, it is a significant Ranani. We won't make it hefker. What if it's a cup of sesame seeds? What's the halacha? Why did our Gemara say that 1 in 4 of kernels is the guys make it hefker? Mishum Hashiv is not enough money. But sesame seeds is more valuable. Maybe won't make it hefker. Or maybe you can look at the other way. Because the 1 in 4 of kernels is too much work, and for sure, for sure, sesame seeds, which is more work because it's small. Is more effort. Will make it hefker. Fourth question: kav tmari b'amot or kav demoni b'amot? A kav of dates in 4 amot or a kav of pomegranates in 4 amot. What's the halacha? Is it also going to be hefker or not? Why did the kav of kernels in 4 amot hefker? Mishum hashiv is not significant. Kav tamri b'amot, kav b'rimoni b'amot, nami kevin hashiv. Maybe also pomegranates and dates are not expensive. It's not worth it. Mafkel will make it hefker, or maybe not. Maybe the kav of kernels is hefker because it's a lot of effort. The kav tamri b'amot, the kav b'rimoni b'amot, but the pomegranates and dates, which is the given lo nafish is not the hard to pick them up. They're easy to pick up. We won't be hefker. What's halacha? So the 4 questions basically are a play of the science behind it. Is it because of effort or is it because of price? We ask 4 questions based off of that, and the Gemara says tekel. You have to wait for the Navi. Itmar Braita says, "Yush shalom midat." Wow, this in middle school, whatever it was, it's quite a punch. This Gemara, but simply a person. What makes an item hefker if you lose it is because the guy gave up hope of getting it back, and therefore it becomes hefker. Therefore, you could keep it. Now, what if the guy doesn't know about it? So Abaya says lo havi yush is not yush because he doesn't know about it. But Abaya says havi yush, there's yush, even though he doesn't know about it yet. It's already considered yush. Already considered he lost hope. Now, what type of scenario are we talking about? But the Siman, if I had a siman, I already would agree. Even Rava. Even if the guy hears afterward, the guy gave up about it a year later. He goes, "Oh, yeah, I lost this item last year, but then I gave up on it last month, and you found it 6 months ago." I forgot it's not considered yush because when you picked it up, it belonged to someone. There was no yush at the time, and therefore, even if the guy gives up afterward, you still have to give it back to him. Because when he found out that it dropped it, Lo Mayesh, he didn't give up. Therefore he says, because why? Because he said, Simana itli begava, I have a siman. You have a simana, once I give the siman and I'll identify it, which I can find it, I can take it. Now, therefore they both agree that it's not yush. Let's say it's a freak of nature. If it got swept by the sea, or the river or a flood, and then you lost the item. Even if there is a siman, the Torah says you can keep it, because the command like we'll explain soon. So, one extreme, you can always keep it like a flood, and one extreme, you can never keep it as a siman. So therefore, what's the machlok between Abai and Rava? Keep ligi, when's the machlok? But the varshi eno siman, there's no siman on it. The Abai says, lo yush. It's not considered yush, because the guy didn't know it fell from him yet. Therefore, no yush. Rava says, have yush, there is yush, because once he finds out that he dropped it, he'll give up. Because he's saying to himself, I have no way of identifying it. Therefore, he's already considered pre-abandonment. Okay, now we're going to ask a ton of questions back and forth. Very easy stuff. Siman is Pamgash Memkat T and Kach Se'az. Each one is Rashi Tevot for Sugya we're to bring down. Tashma will bring a proof according to Rava. Perot Mufuzrin, our Mishnah says that if you found scattered fruits, you're able to keep it, even though the guy doesn't know about it, even though the guy doesn't know he left it there. So how come it's proof against the coin, a proof for Rava, even when you don't know? Where I said no, Rav Ukva said already, the asking is referring to where we left it in the threshing floor. The Avidim he intentionally left it there. Therefore, not a proof. Tashma. Ma'od Nufuzrein Harish Lo Amishna said if you lost coins, you find scattered coins, you keep it. Amai, why? If you don't know it falls from why can you keep it? The Gemara says Atanami, Kidavri Hatzak Amar, Rabbi Yitzchak says, Adam Asud Mishum Kisov B'chol Shav Sha'ah, Hanami Adam Asud Mishum Kisov B'chol Shav Sha'ah. The reason why it's considered Yeush Midda'at and not a proof according to anybody is because the guy checks his pockets frequently. When you leave the house, when you stand up, it's instinctively you tap your wallet, tap your phone, and therefore person checks his money, and therefore if you find money, you can assume the guy gave up intentionally. Tashma, another proof for Rabba. Attempted proof. The case of the figs in our Mishnah, or baker's loaves. You can keep it. How come we can keep it? He doesn't know he fell from it. Proof for Rabba. The Gemara says, Agav the Akiri, since they're heavy, made the Ayirabahu. He for sure knows he dropped it, and that's why you could keep it. Tashma. Tongues of the tongue-shaped wool that were dyed already belong to the finder. Vamai halal, that you know you dropped it, so how can you keep it? The Gemara says, Tanami also. Agav the hashivi, since they're valuable. Similar to Yitzchak, who says that you keep on checking your stuff to make sure you didn't lose it. It's expensive stuff. If you ever walk out with some foods from the bank, you're checking it every couple seconds. Tashma. Someone finds money, but taking it in shul, but in midrash, anywhere a lot of people are, belongs to the finder. Because the guy gives up. But how come you keep it? Maybe the guy doesn't know he fell from it. Proof according to Rava. From our says Hamar Yitzchak, we said earlier, person checks his money, and therefore he gave up. Tashma, another proof. Right? We said this, I believe, in Baba Kama. We spoke about leket toward the end of the Masechet. Leket is one of the items that you had if they have a field, you leave three things for the aniyim. You leave things that were dropped, which is leket, bundles that were dropped, pieces that fall is shechicha, things that you forgot, and the corner of your field are all for aniyim. However, there's a halakha that anybody, including non-aniyim, can take leket after a certain point in time. Yani they become hefker. When? When the rummagers, the slow people walk through. Because what are the rummagers? People who walk with a cane, and because they are checking it thoroughly. So once they pass through, they comb through it, everybody gives up. The second round of checkers. All right, so basically, the concept that once it's checked thoroughly, people give up of finding it, and therefore it's considered hefker. You check the field, they already passed through, you're not getting anything. But how come it becomes hefker? True that the local people see that these guys passed through, and they give up because they see that local people see that the guys passed through. But there are people in other places. The low ma'ayashe, they didn't give up hope yet. Proof according to Rava that you don't have to know in order to give up. The Gemara says, Amri, we say no. Proof the Abai would answer. Given the since there's people in this location, the people who are far away, they automatically give up already. But they say because they'll say, the people in the next city, New Jersey to New York, are not going to think that they could get to stuff in New York. They're already miyayesh because they said, the New York people will get it. Tashma. Proof according to Abai this time. If you find cut figs in the ground, if you found the field of cut figs and next to the field of cut figs that were spread out to dry, we found the fig tree that hangs over the road. You find figs underneath it. You're allowed to take it, and you have no chashash of gezel. You have no suspicion of gezel. You are patur from maaser because you're finding hefker. Bizatim ubaharuvim, however, regarding olives and carobs under the same locations, asur, you can't keep it. So let's figure out what's going on here. The beginning makes sense according to the because I got the hashiv because they're valuable. They're checking on it to see if it falls, and therefore, if they see it on the floor and they didn't pick it up, they gave up on it. They didn't care for it. Therefore, in the case of the fig tree, true. They fell, and therefore he didn't want it. Ela Seifa, but according to the second case, the Rava Kash is a question of Rava, Tiktanic, Bizatim B'Halim Asur, you can't keep it. You can't keep it. But Rava, however, would say that if he would know about it, he'd be miyash. So how come you're not miyash the olives and carrots according to Rava? Gemara says, "Amar Rabbi Rava, sha'ani zayit, olives are different. Since the appearance shows that there's an owner yani, even if the olives drop to the floor, may they yadu, it's recognizable the inishu. It belongs next to if it belongs next to the guy the olive tree, it belongs to him, and therefore Rava agrees that they're not considered abandoned, and therefore the owner expects to get it. How come in the first case also by the figs, the guy doesn't expect to keep them? Figs, when they fall on the ground, they become disgusting, and therefore they don't care about it. Tashma, another proof. A thief. A thief, as we said, is someone who steals quietly. He stole from one guy and gave to the next guy. It's also a robber who steals openly, who took from one guy to the next guy. Also a river, like the Jordan River. He slotted and took one item from one guy and threw it to the next guy's field. Whatever was taken or was given stayed like that. I understand the case of the robber who stole openly or the river that you could see it happening. That's a visible yiush, visible abandonment. He sees it happening, he gives up. And Laganab, the case of Laganab, where it happened quietly, maybe he didn't see the thief stealing it. He doesn't know it's lost, and therefore, maybe you shouldn't be able to keep it. Question against Abaya. This is referring to armed robbers, therefore you do know about it. That's sinning as a robber. Was stealing openly. The Gemara says, yes, it's true. There's two different types of robbers that we're talking about. Tashma, another proof according to Abayet. Attempt. Shataf Nahar, the river flooded. Korab, Eitzav, Abanav, his beams, his woods, or his stones. Utanala B'tos the Havir gives someone else's field. Hade Elu Shalo, you can keep it, Mipnation, because the guy gave up. Now, the reason why you can keep it is because in Shir Balim, because we know that the guy gave up. Hastama, but generally where you don't know yet, lo, it does not belong to the finder, and a proof according to Abayet against Rabbah. Gemara says not a proof. He's able to find, he's able to save it. He's able to swim out and get it, and therefore you can't keep it because the guy does not give up. But that's the case. The next part of the Braita says, if the guy is chasing after it, you have to return it. If he could save it, why is he chasing after it? Even if he's not chasing after it, he should keep it, right? Why does he have to chase after it? The Gemara says that we just said that the cases where he's able to save it. So why did the second part of the Braita say that you have to be chasing after it in order for you to keep it? It should be eligible to save it, be the difference whether or not you're able to keep it. Because if the guy is eligible to save it, even if he's not chasing after it now, he doesn't have Yush. The Gemara says, it's a common case where it'd be very difficult to save it. You need you're all in 110% to save it. And therefore, if he's chasing after it, he's not Yush, and that's why you can't keep it because the guy still thinks he could get it. But if he gave up on it and he's not chasing after it, therefore, Ayush Miyash must be that there is Yush, and therefore he doesn't want it anymore.